Hello to my Harmony 1 class, and you thought you were rid of me for the rest of the week. Oh no. We are going to finish up our review of Chapter 4 with this video. And so the last time we met, we discussed diatonic seventh chords in both major and minor. They are summarized on pages 61 and 62. And I wanted to point out to you, by way of review, the chart that is to be found on page 61. It's here at the, I don't know if you can see that or not. There's the chart. And the author shows you the Roman numerals that represent the various types of seventh chord. So for instance, a major seventh chord on the first scale degree would be uppercase Roman numeral 1, major 7. So it would not be proper to call that chord 1-7, because then you're talking about 1 major minor 7. So the major seventh is 1, capital 1, M7. And yes, you have to have the M in there. The major minor seventh chord, the second one down there, which is commonly found on the fifth scale degree, is uppercase Roman numeral 5 and a 7, 5-7. It's so common you don't put major minor seventh. That would not be correct. It's just 5-7. The minor seventh chord, which is of course a minor triad and minor seventh on the outside, is represented with a lowercase Roman numeral and a 7. Notice now we don't put a little m in there. So for instance, the seventh chord on the sixth scale degree, it would be a minor seventh chord, A, C, E, G. So it would be lowercase 6, 7. It wouldn't be lowercase 6, little m, 7. So 6-7. The half diminished seventh chord, that which is found on the second scale degree in major, D, F, A, I'm sorry, there it is, diminished triad with a minor seventh, is indicated with lowercase 2, the circle with a slash, 7. Okay, so 2 half diminished seventh. And then the fully diminished seventh chord is indicated with lowercase 7, diminished circle, 7. Okay, so you really need to study the chart at the bottom of 61 and process what those Roman numerals and the M and the diminished and the half diminished signs and all of that, how they work together. So diminished seventh chord, or I'm sorry, the diatonic seventh chords in the major scale are outlined for you at the top of 62. So we start with 1 major 7 on the first scale degree in C major. Notice it's uppercase Roman numeral 1, big M 7. It would not be proper to say uppercase Roman numeral 1, 7, because that would be this chord that you're saying major minor 7 at that point. So if you mean major 7th, there's the major 7th on the outside, then you have to say uppercase 1, M 7. Then on the second scale degree, 2-7, that's a minor 7th chord, so lowercase 2, and then 7. Notice again, we don't say lowercase 2, little m, 7. You don't need to say that with seventh chords. In fact, that would be wrong. Then the same is true on the third scale degree. Okay, minor seventh chord as well, little 3, 7. Then on the fourth scale degree, have a kind of cool chord here. There's the major 4, major 7 chord. So if you say 4, big 4, M7, you would be correct on the fourth scale degree. Major triad, major 7th. Remember again, just a caution, this is not 4/7, because that would be a major minor 7th chord. So the diatonic 7th chord on the 4th scale degree is big 4, M7. On the 5th scale degree, there is your major minor 7th chord, and so just simply uppercase 5, 7. Incidentally, I'm not sure if I made a big point of this in class or not, but it needs to be discussed. The author uses a font for his Roman numeral 5 that looks something like this. Here, I drew it in my book. I don't know if you can see it or not. No, I guess yeah, there it is there at the top, drawn in there. I hate that font. Don't draw uppercase 5 that way. You need to make sure your 5, if you mean major 5, you need to draw your 5 so that it has a lid on it and a bottom on it. That means capital 5 in Roman numerals. So I don't really care for the author's choice of font there. So if you're talking about 5/7, make sure it has a top and a bottom on it. And then now we're talking about major minor 7th chord on the 5th scale degree. Okay. I have a number of pet peeves, as you're finding out by now, and I'm a stickler for them, so be sure to put a lid on the top and bottom of your Roman numerals. Then on the 6th scale degree, another minor 7th chord, little 6, 7. Remember again, it's not little 6, little m7, it's just simply little 6, 7. And then the fully diminished 7th chord on the 7th scale degree. Actually, it is a half diminished 7th chord. I spoke out of turn. The half diminished 7th chord is the one that comes about diatonically. Yeah, because we have a diminished 7th chord, but just a minor 7th on the outside. So in major, the 7th chord on the 7th scale degree is half diminished. So small Roman numeral 7, the half diminished sign with the slash, and 7. These are all summarized for you on page 62 in the green chart that's underneath the 7 scale degrees there. So you would do well to memorize that chart. Then we went to the diatonic 7th chords in minor. Remember, we are outlining the harmonic minor scale to find the common chords that were used in minor. And we're building a 7th chord on each one of those. So the first one, minor triad, minor 7th. So you get one little lower case 1, 7. So it's a minor 1/7 chord on the first scale degree. On the second scale degree, get a lovely a half diminished 7th chord, 2 half diminished 7th, so it's lowercase 2 and the half diminished 7th sign. Now here's a cool one on the 3rd scale degree. There's major 3, major 7. So that's a major triad, major 7th on the outside. I always caution you, when we get to this chord, it was not sufficient to just put major 3, 7. Because now you're talking about a major minor 7th chord, and that was not the type that was commonly found on the 3rd scale degree. It's a major major 7th, so uppercase 3, big M, 7. Then we get to the 4th scale degree. There's a minor 7th chord, so lowercase 4, 7. On the 5th scale degree. This is the chord I've been making such a big fuss about in class in minor. Remember, in C minor, we expect to find B flat, but that is not the chord that they commonly used on the 5th scale degree. So you have to include a B natural in order to get the proper type. I actually have a special guest with us right now. She'd like to come say a few words to you and encourage you to study really, really hard for the quiz that's upcoming on Thursday. I'm going to turn my camera now over to my special guest. What would you like to say to some of your former What would you like to say to some of your former harmony students? Give them a greeting. Tell them how
Well,
hard this is.
study hard and do everything he says, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that is so true.